Hi, my name is Brittney Olatunde, and my TED Talk is centered around post-silo educational approach. Now, the post-silo educational approach mainly hinges on the mechanisms of overlooking the traditional barriers of silos. That structure of educational into segments. A post-silo educational approach endeavors to adjust and overcome the traditional barriers and structures of the educational system. And I myself had a fair share of trying to break down those barriers with the neurodivergent child. It didn't go so well, but at least I tried. It seeks to restructure educational such as the various stages of levels of learning that are integrated from early childhood, K through 12, and higher education. The essence is to ensure that there is a seamless blend of transition from one level to the next by overcoming those barriers that would otherwise exist. Now, when we're talking about seamless transitions, I would endeavor to advocate for a smooth transition from one education level to the next. Now, we know that this doesn't always go so well when we have children of different backgrounds and we have children that are sometimes not as normal people would say the normal. But this is the natural progression from elementary school through high school, and educational should not be disrupted or interrupted. Particularly, the learning curriculum must be customized to consistently align with the educational needs of learners to create a continuous, impressive learning experience for all children, not just normal kids, but all children, especially those who are neurodivergent. Lifelong learning opportunity allows learners to re-enter the educational journey at any point of their lives without undue legal restrictions. For instance, people in the job market who wish to rejoin learning, right? Or schools should be accommodated to accord them a chance to study and to get their desired education. Interconnected curriculum. Design a collaborative, continuous curriculum that build an education of previous or lower levels of learning. Illustratively, college curriculums should build upon a high school curriculum so that the learners experience continuous flow of relevant education. Now, when we're talking about additional post-silo approaches, we think about the multiple pathways of the educational success. I would propose providing flexible routes that suit the interests of the learners to attain the highest standards of excellence as possible. For an example, I would consider allowing online learning programs that recognizing prior learning as a new pathway to progress in the educational journey without exclusively focusing on those traditional degree courses. Cross-sector collaboration. Encourage meaningful collaboration between businesses, academics, policy makers, and community agencies to offer that mentorship programs and alternative pathways for all learners. This would also consider redesigning the assessment mechanisms or standards for the learners to really focus on other competencies outside of that cognitive or intellectual power. Now we're talking about the board collaboration that will help expand the assessment criteria such as through mentorship programs and to focus more on those holistic approach to learning through talent and skills. So my P-20 leadership impact vision on the area of policy would include advocating for bridge of educational policies between that higher educational and the P-12. Particularly, it will include collaborating with political leaders or policymakers, design seamless pathways for learners from early childhood schools to higher educational levels. This will encourage leaders to design data tracking systems that will track the students' progress from early levels of education to higher education to monitor their advancement. And when we talk about service, I would suggest developing mentorship mechanisms that link university students to younger learners to guide, counsel, and to encourage them to remain on the path of education. And this will help initiate a sense of community where the body of learners would cooperate with one another in the journey of education. I would also be proper to establish community leader. It would also be proper to establish community leaders that centers that programs and educational resources to community members. For instance, the community centers would provide tutoring, assistance to learners, and workshop programs to support lifetime learning for students. I love engagement personally. I love to collaborate. I love to fellowship. It's so important that we establish that collaboration between schools and various levels of learning, such as preschools, colleges, and to really understand the pathway is very important. That path of support for learners throughout their educational journey is very vital. Consider providing joint research and learning opportunities for teachers to collaborate with institutions of higher learning to advance quality. The essence of this engagement will be to eradicate barriers of collaboration between the sectors of learning. It would be beneficial to encourage families to actively commit in their children's educational in all levels. And I know, because as a mother of a neurodivergent child, it is very important that I engage with her in her studies so that she can be successful and to have the best quality of life in her educational journey. So parental and family support can help guide learners who seek to pursue alternative pathways in their educational journey, implying that family support will support holistic avenues of learners who endeavor to pursue education either through traditional systems or formal assessment of alternative pathways available to them. Now for the research, what research does is it measures to investigate innovative approaches that address diverse needs of students, ranging from analyzing competence-based education to identify the best approach for learners. I would center my research to focus on understanding the existing disparities with the view of remedying them so as to correct the existing disparities with discrepancies. Extend my research to study new assessment criteria of methods that focus on social, academic, and cognitive skills of learners. Focus on understanding adaptive technology that explores the role of solutions in education, such as considering personalized learning patterns that can tutor and train students to adhere to modern needs of this education. Because we know and we see that a lot of students are suffering and a lot of students are really trying to keep up with those markers. And it is very important that we have that. It is very important that we have the tools in place to help our students succeed. So I would consider allocating resources to research curriculum continuously on all levels of education so that the connection between all levels of learning can be easily accessible. Now, in conclusion, post-silo approach to P-20 education encompasses a system change to traditional educational pathways. It involves initiating radical measures that would ensure a seamless transition from lower levels of learning to higher stages of education, including college education and higher learning standards. And this may also include initiating measures such as lifelong learning with the learners who can join and recenter the learning journey at any point without facing undue barriers and hindrances. Furthermore, it will be proper to consider contributing to the P-20 programs through areas of policy, service, engagement, and research. And that concludes my TED Talk for today. Thank you for joining us, and I hope to see you next time.